we're still probably in the long run going to be experiencing a massive, maybe teaching, not a teaching tool as technology, right? As technology would be the teaching process itself, as Brenda suggests. But I still see it as a very effective tool to reach specific public in the combinations of technology that are available. So that would be basically a quick overview of what we have.
One of the other themes that emerged seems to be a divide between North and South, or developed and less developed. The North, or the developed world, can afford the technology. The South, in many countries, can't. Do you run the risk of being left behind?
I don't think the statement is actually quite reflective of the situation. If one were to look at Asia, I mean, it's not an undifferentiated mass. Asia is quite a heterogeneous country. There are nations in Asia which have a technological infrastructure and the ability to use, purchase, and service, which are far ahead of anything you would see in the so-called North. I'm thinking of Korea, South Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, to just name a few. There are other nations where the infrastructure may not be as rich as one would wish to see in terms of exploiting it for purposes of education. But even there, if you look at countries, say in South Asia, the ownership of mobile telephones is literally, multiplying manifold, and we will be hearing from Sam Petroda this evening, and he'd probably describe how far ahead these facilities are moving, and you have other nations in between. So I don't think the question of being left behind because of the technology infrastructure is a real fear. But the fear I have is the inability of educational systems and workers in education to manage the technology for their purpose effectively, efficiently, and productively. I think that lack of skills is real. It's real at the workers' level, it's real at the managerial level, and it's frightening at the leadership level.
Fair enough. We do have our first question from the internet. Frank from Amsterdam asked, is a worldwide learning and interactive platform for students a threat to the existence of universities? Susan.
I think it's absolutely an enhancement to the success of universities in the future. We teach our students to be global thinkers and to be prepared to go out into a global environment. There's nothing better than utilizing the technological advancements that we have today through the internet to connect faculty members from around the world, to connect students from around the world, to collaborate on joint courses, for example, with perspectives from different countries and different cultures. We have the opportunity to utilize these new open courseware, open content to really share information in countries and in organizations that might not have access to that information otherwise. We have to manage it carefully, but the real issue is ensuring that we have quality and that we ensure access for our students. The global environment that we're in today really gives us an opportunity also to find some of the best minds in the world and to bring them into our classroom. We're able to take individuals from the World Health Organization to teach public health in our classrooms, to have streaming video, for example. And as the bandwidth increases around the world for various countries, they're going to have access, their young students and college students are going to have access to some of the most brilliant minds around the world that may not be physically in their classroom, but that they'll have the opportunity to talk to interact with in ways that we've never had before.
And if you take Raj's point, the leadership of universities are not very good at using it, at least not yet.
At least in my context.
At least in your context.
It's not global. I think the way I see it. My lens may be a little tainted, by the way.
I heard it globally. Stavros, your comments?
Well, I agree with Susan. I don't see it as a threat. I think that it changes the role that the quality education universities have. As you said, you can bring in people and you can conduct the process and enhance the communities to actually be more effective on the learning process, right? The thing is that obviously the paradigm is going to change in terms of how people go about that and how people accept sometimes to collaborate. I still think that the world is not mature for collaboration. I think we're very far away from collectivism. We're still in a more interactive, collaborative, initial collaborative environment, but I think that it would never be a threat. You would have the chance to really expose quality content and maybe quality education. The example I bring up is, it's unbelievable how people go into quality content. Our institution was the first institution to put up some content, real simple content, on the Open Courseware Consortium led by MIT. So we put up 2 courses in partnership with the University of California at Irvine. And in the first 10 days, we had like 20,000 hits. In the first month, 50,000 hits. And then, as Brazilians like certificates, they started asking for certificates. So we put up a system where we started tracking down people who went to our courses. They had to fill in a form if they had to get an online certificate. And once completing activities, they could print one. And I'm talking about 10 or 15-hour courses here. So we actually put up 2 more courses. We became a full member of the consortium. And from July 2008 to May 2009, we had more than 500,000 hits, 174,000 forms filled, and 93,000 certificates of people that we don't know of, and they're getting real quality stuff. So, and it hasn't affected us. It's just made me say now that I can say that I'm over 120,000 student organization.
Yeah, mega.
Yeah. So it's no threat, you know. We're getting students. Part of this we've tracked down. It's a small percentage, but that has been converted to regular students. So I don't see it as a threat. That's really open.
May I add
Certainly,
a point on that? I think the question was whether the fear of threat to conventional systems. You know, at least for the Brazilian experience is illustrating certification. You know, through charter, through approvals, through accreditation, our universities, self-accreditation by the way, our universities have the singular monopoly of delivering credits and certification. As long as they enjoy that, there's no fear of threat. I think Brenda's talked about unbundling. When that unbundling really happens, and if Microsoft can give a certificate that, as they do now, that gets accepted and recognized, that would be the time when you begin to see threat as an issue. Because open universities have a mass catchment to reach out to. Now, when will that happen? I don't know. I think it'll be a while. It'll be a while before that monopoly is given. People don't give up monopolies, you know. They don't.